Hello everyone, I think I am live. I am a minute or two late because I was finishing getting ready. One of my goals for the new year is to work at least a week ahead of time, but I'm not even close to there yet. So happy celebration. It is the 4th of January and we have two new catalogs that started today. Our new January to April mini catalog and then our celebration brochure. And we are going to talk all about these today. I'm going to share a few of my favorite things, and then of course we have our Be Mine card class to get to also. So I'm going to start with Celebration. This is our biggest sale of the year. You get to choose a free reward for every $50 or $100 you spend. And now that Celebration has started, I can show you the inside of this brochure. So there are 3 ways to earn rewards during Celebration. The first one is to shop, and that is what the rest of this brochure is going to show you. All the choices that you have for your free rewards when you spend $50 or $100. And you'll see the little icon next to each item to see if you get it for free when you spend $50 or $100. So all of the $50 items are first. There are stamp sets, there are designer series papers, there's a ribbon, lots and lots of designer series paper. There's an embellishment. Some of these products coordinate with products in our mini catalog, which I think is so amazing. This one I know is going to be a big hit. You can get the stamp set for free with a $50 order, and then coordinating dies for free with a $100 order. So I always love when Stampin' Up! Does that, because who else doesn't love the dies that cut out your stamped images? This one is really neat. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do, but it's a stamp set, an embossing folder. Those you get both with a $100 order. And then this stamp set's a little bit larger, so that one also free with a $100 order. Okay, I'm not going to go to that page yet. Your second option for earning rewards during Celebration is to host a party. So when it says a qualifying party, that means your party reaches $300 in sales or more. So this is actually the last page of the brochure. When your party reaches $300, then you get an extra $30 worth of host dollars that you can spend on some of our host exclusive products or anything else that you like out of the catalog. And then this can be an individual order too. So if you have a big shopping list, or maybe you are purchasing a large prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription, you might want to add a few extra things to get up to that $300 mark. And then you get the host rewards, even though it's just you placing an order. So that's kind of fun. Normally, our host rewards, they start at 10% and at a $150 order. And then it goes up to 12%. I'm trying to think. They don't have the little chart in here. Maybe it's in the mini catalog. But you're already getting, you know, a good amount of free dollars, and then that extra 30 is really nice. If you are interested in hosting a party, I am doing online parties, and how it works is usually I run them from Wednesday to Friday in a private group. I will go live and share some things with your friends that you invite to the party, and I can kind of customize it to you, like if you have friends who haven't done a lot of crafting before. I've done some really successful parties using our kits collection and sharing more about those. Or if your friends are avid crafters, we can do something a little bit more involved. So I can kind of tailor it to you, and I'll post for the 3 days and then leave ordering open through the following, probably about Tuesday. And you can earn the host rewards that way too. So let me know if you want to do that during Celebration. Just comment or send me a message and we can get it set up. Now, the last way to earn free rewards during Celebration is to buy the starter kit. And this is a really fun option because we have an amazing choice this time. The starter kit's $99, and you get to pick out $125 of product, whatever you want. And if you have a long wish list, this option might be for you because you're getting $26 for free already. And then as the Celebration bonus, you can either choose this Glass Mat Studio, or you can choose $30 more for free in your starter kit. The Glass Mat Studio, I will tell you, is worth about $60. That's what I had to pay to purchase it during our pre-order. So this is a higher value, but if you're not interested in that, the $30 in free extra product is a great choice. I'm going to be sharing a lot more about this offer as the days go along, but it is a fun one, and I will post a link in the description so you can go and read more about it too and about the choices. Okay, I just wanted to share a few of my favorite things in our mini catalog. I didn't mark them because I ran out of time, but today we are going to be using the Be Mine suite. This was something that we could actually order really early. It was part of one of our demonstrator events last fall, and we could order this suite. And of course I did because I think it's adorable. So we're going to be using that today. That is one of my favorite things in here. Oh, let's see. I think I ordered the first 4 or 5 pages of the catalog, the whole thing. Then I slowed down a little bit. Let me find one of my other favorite suites. Oh, I have to show this one too. This is a mega suite. It has 2 bundles in it, but I love the purples. The purple gems are my favorite, I think. Oh, let's see. Where is that other one I like? Here we go. This one is my favorite. A couple of years when I grew up, we lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico, in a suburb of it, and we would go to the Hot Air Balloon Festival. And so I have always loved hot air balloons, and I love the bright colors in this paper too. Actually, they're kind of more subtle colors, but they're fun for spring and fun patterns. And look at all the colors in these dots. I love those too. So those are a couple of my favorite things. Let's see if that host rewards chart is back here. Yes, it is. Okay, so if you were spending $300, you'd be getting 12% of your order plus the extra $30. And look at this cute host stamp set. So the only way to get this is by using host dollars. It is a $24 value stamp set, but you only have to use 14 of your host dollars to get it. So this is one of the best ones we've had in a while, I think. I like the cotton candy. Excuse me. I suppose it could be a big ice cream cone. Cotton candy, the donut. I think those are super cute. So that is a lot of fun. Okay, let's see here. Did I even bring my cards in here? Yes, I did. Man, I am losing it today. Okay, let's bring in our stamp set. So we are using the Be My Valentine bundle today, which is this really cute stamp set and coordinating punch. Now I have to tell you, this punch can be used for a lot of things. Of course, it cuts out the bee and the wings, but you notice that these are actually hearts also, and this can be used as a speech bubble. So think outside the box a little bit. It is not just a bee builder punch. It is also a heart and speech bubble punch. And this little tiny heart will actually cut out the antennas. I did that on one of my cards because I made a boo-boo, and I had to cover it up. So I stamped it on a different piece of paper, and it fit in the little heart, which I think was maybe what it was intended for. Maybe not, but it fit in there. So we'll use the punch today, and you can see it. The suite also includes these super cute embellishments. If you are ordering these, I highly recommend ordering 2 packs right away because they go really fast. So they're cute, and you will want a lot of them. And if you order with me this week using the host code that I have here, I will send you a package of these for free along with the card kit for today. So you have to spend more than $40 to get the card kit, and then more than $50 if you want this. Plus, if you spend more than $50, you will also get to choose a free celebration reward, which is awesome too. The suite also includes the Sweet Sorbet ribbon, which is really easy to tie. I like how narrow it is. We've had ribbon like this in the past that was a little bit wider, but this one is narrow, and I like that. And then there's also some treat boxes in the suite, which I didn't bring out today, but I'm hoping to share a project with those later. Okay, let's get to our cards. So this week, I cased cards from other demonstrators because I have seen so many cute ideas, and so I will let you know who I copied these from. But this suite is adorable, and lots of people are using it. I have a feeling that some of the items in this suite are going to go unorderable before too long. So if you like it, I would recommend getting it. And you might notice we are working on my glass mat today. I'm going to show you a couple ways that I am enjoying using it. And remember, you can get that as part of your starter kit during Celebration. All right, this is our first card today, and this one I copied from Melissa Stout, and I think it is super cute. I love that bee. Oh, and I forgot to show you this. The Designer Series paper is one of the cutest things in this suite too. So you've got patterns with the bees and then some Valentine hearts. I think this pattern would fit really well with the Fluffiest Friends bundle. That's one of our online exclusives. There's a bear and his honey pot in there. And then just some springy patterns too, some flowers. So very versatile paper. Okay, let me see here. I'm sure I forgot something, but so far so good. Okay, our first card is going to start with a Sweet Sorbet card base. And we're just using all the colors in that Designer Series paper today. I'm going to slide this up. This is a silicone mat that comes with the glass mat, and it actually sticks, excuse me, it sticks to the glass and it does not move around, which is nice. But I want you to be able to see my card. And I'll move that host code out of the way too. I'll put a shopping link in the description when we're done too that has that attached. Okay, then I have a piece of the Designer Series paper. This is the Be Mine Designer Series paper. This is 5 1/4 by 4. And we're just going to lay that down on our card base. And you can see the other side of this paper is so cute. Okay, like that. Then we're going to do some stamping. So I have a scalloped rectangle that I cut out with our Scallop Contours dies. And the first thing that we're going to do is add a little bit of a pool party background with our blending brush. So I should have brought, I didn't bring the third part of the Glass Mat Studio in here, which was the cleaning cloth, which I should have done. That's all right. I think I have a solution. Okay. One nice thing about this glass mat is you can put ink directly on it. And so I'm just going to press my ink pad right onto the glass mat. And now I have some color to work with. And then I can just use my blending brush to pick up some of that ink. And I'm just going to put a little bit of Pool Party for my background on here. You can also do watercoloring with this, but it's nice to have the surface to just have the ink on it right there. And then you can use the cleaning cloth to clean it off right away, but I forgot to bring mine in here. That's what I forgot. Hopefully that's all. Okay. Now what I'm going to do so that I don't stick my card in that is stick this mat back on top. And this is a good spot to put your ink brushes, your water painters. That way the ink gets on here and not on your project. Okay, we are actually using quite a few stamps from the stamp set today. So I have the Love You, and we're going to stamp that in Sweet Sorbet ink. Oh, thank you, Pauline. This is a really cute card. I copied it from Melissa Stout, and I thought it was adorable. We'll stamp the Love You on the bottom. And then we're going to stamp the flowers. We'll start with the leaves in Lemon Lime Twist ink. And what I did to set these up is I laid the stamps on here so I could space them. And then I just put them on the same block. That way I only have to ink and stamp once. Plus we're using so many stamps today, I was running out of blocks. So this was one way to save a few. This glass mat is also really nice to stamp on. I think I'm getting really good images even without using a foam mat underneath. So I like it for that because a lot of times I forget my foam mat. but this is helping me get nice clear images. Okay, next I have a little flower, and we're going to stamp that in Petal Pink ink. Like I told you, I ran out of blocks, so I have my other flower on there for later. So we'll stamp a couple of the Petal Pink flowers. And now I'm going to stick that there so I don't make a mess with it until we use it again. Okay, and then I have a couple of scraps of white here so we can stamp the bee and the wings. So I'm going to stamp the bee in Daffodil Delight ink. And the cool thing about this bee is that he can go either direction depending on how you put the face. So you'll see on the next card, the bee is going to face a different direction. Okay, now see, normally I would put my foam mat under that because that's a nice, larger, solid image. But on the glass mat, it stamps really well without having the foam mat. So I think that is a really nice feature of it. Okay, then I have my black ink to stamp the stripes and his little stinger. This one, you just want to make sure the stinger's kind of lined up with the bottom of the body and that the stripes line up on the edges like that. And then we need wings for each side. So I'm going to stamp 2 of the wing outline here. All right. I will need this again to stamp his little antennas. So see, here's what I did is I attached him to this card and then realized I forgot to stamp the antennas. Oh, you can see a little peeking out. So I had to stamp it separately and stick it over because it did not turn out. Okay. Oh, I'm losing my little hearts. They must still be in my envelope. Let's see. There they are. Okay. Now we'll pull in our punch. Oh, I forgot his face. Oh, dear. Okay. There are lots of little faces in this stamp set. So this one, the bee kind of has his eyes closed. So cute. All right, now this might not be quite long enough to stick in here, so here is a trick for you. You can stick a Post-it on the end, and then you have something to hold on to, so you can stick that in your punch. I need to move mine to the other end, though. Okay, here we go. Line him up. Okay, and then next we will do the wings. So you want to do your bottom wings first. And you'll have that little part at the bottom so that we can attach it behind the bee. And now I am going to use my Post-it again so I can get this piece in here. Like that. It's like confetti flying at the camera there. Okay, and now we can attach his wings, and I'm just going to do that with a glue dot. One on each side. Like that. Okay, now this time before we attach him here, we've got a little more stamping to do. So have this fun little trail that we're going to stamp behind him, and then his little antennas. And we want to do that before we adhere him. So let's do the antennas first, so I can see about where I want them to be. And then we want our little bee trail here. Now, you can stamp off right on the glass mat, but I don't want to lay anything else in it later. So I'm going to do this in case I need to. Oh, but it actually won't go off that much. There we go. The bee's going to cover up most of that. Okay, so now we'll adhere our bee with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm going to put them right over where the wings cross just to give it a little bit of extra sticking powder, I guess. Power. I can't talk today either. And I'm going to do a few of the edges, I think. Go along there. Okay. Put our bee on. Line him up with his antennas. There we go. All right, and then we're going to add this piece to our card, also with some dimensionals. And then the last part will be those little hearts. Those are cut or punched out of Sweet Sorbet also. Oh my, why is this sticking? Like stuck back down and got stuck there for good. Maybe it's gonna stay there. I guess that shows how sticky the dimensionals are. Okay, center that on there. And then these are punched out with the Bee Builder punch. It's just that little heart. So these are so tiny, I am going to just add them with mini glue dots also. Put one heart there. It's kind of like the bees holding the heart. And then I'll just add a few others. Now let's see. You know what? I think I'm going to do it differently this time. I think I'm going to add some of our embellishments. We'll leave that heart there. And then I'm just going to put a few of these hearts on. So if you get the card kit, I will include the little punched out hearts, but you could also use the embellishments if you'd rather. Let's see. I don't know where I want to put this one. How about right there? Okay. Which way do you like it better, with the embellishments or with the paper hearts? Let me know. I don't know which one I like better. I'll decide later. Oh, I almost forgot the ribbon. You can tell I am not on my game today. Okay, let's tie a bow with that Sweet Sorbet ribbon. I keep wanting to call it Poppy Parade. When I was writing down my measurements and everything for the paper, I kept writing Poppy Parade instead of Sweet Sorbet, but Sweet Sorbet is what is in the paper, and that is the color of the ribbon, not Poppy Parade. All right, trim that just a little bit, and there we go. So there is our first card. Okay, next comes our second card. This one I copied from Heidi Collins, and I thought this was another cute one. And here you see the bee is going to be facing a different direction. So depending on how you put the face, the bee can go vertical or horizontal, which is a lot of fun. Okay, so this one we are going to start with a petal pink card base, 5.5 by 8.5, and then I scored at 4 1/4 to fold it in half. There we go. Then we have another piece of petal pink that is 5 1/4 by 4. And 2 pieces of the Be Mine Designer Series paper. This one's 3 by 4. And this one is 1.5 by 4. So these are actually really good sizes to cut your Designer Series paper because you can cut the whole sheet into those sizes and you'll use it up and you won't have any waste left over. So 3 by 4 is the size that I like to cut for Designer Series paper because it will use it up the whole sheet without any leftover. And you can do a lot of different layouts with 3 by 4 pieces of Designer Series paper too. And so obviously this one is just the 3 by 4 cut in half. All right, so we're going to lay that over like this. And then before we attach it to our card, you're going to want to wrap your ribbon around and tie in a bow. When I used to do card classes in person,
we always had to make sure we reminded each other. Wrap the ribbon around first and tie it in a bow. And even with reminders, we would all forget to tie our ribbon around. And you have to pull off the pieces of your card. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. A lot of times for me when I'm designing, I'll think about it after I've already attached it. Oh, I should wrap some ribbon around. And then I have to kind of pull it back up and go behind the dimensionals. And I don't know. Does that happen to you too? I'm sure I'm not the only one that happens to. Okay, now we can attach it to our card base. Pauline, you like both the cards. I know, I like them both too. You could do it either way. But like I said, you're going to want 2 packs of those embellishments because once you start using them, they go really fast. Okay. Now we have a piece of sweet sorbet that is 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. And then a piece of white that is 2 3/4 by 4. And we're going to do our stamping on this piece. So I'm going to, let's see, I'll pull out my sentiment first. You're as sweet as honey, which also goes really well with that one piece of the designer series paper that has honey pots on it. I think I just stuck my fingers in the ink, so I'll have to be careful. All right, I'm going to do this one first so I can get it lined up where I want at the bottom, and then we'll fill in all the other stamping. All right, next I'm going to get my leaves and we'll do the lemon lime twist again. So since I had already mounted these on here, I thought I'll just leave them on here for this card too. And so you could stamp them separately, but I was running out of blocks. And then I decided I would do this one off to here. And let's see, what else did I do? I think I did the other one off to the other side. Like that. And then I thought I needed a little bit more on this side, so just did that. Okay, that is good. Next, we're going to do our flowers. So I'm going to start... Oh, let's see. Yep, I put that here. We're going to start with this little flower in the sweet sorbet. And I'm just going to stamp that flower on some. Now this one, I did have an oopsie in there where it didn't get good coverage all the way. So I also think I was trying not to get that extra edge on there. So that was part of it. And you can stamp some down lower too, like they're coming off the leaves. Okay. And then we'll get our petal pink for the other flower. There are a ton of stamps in this stamp set. It is a big one. Let's see if it says on here. 24 stamps. I didn't count how many I'm using today, but quite a few of them. All right, and then we'll add our pink flowers in. Of course, I recommend using different blocks, but like I said, I was running out of blocks, and this is actually how I stamp sometimes. Because I am too lazy to go get another block, and so I just use the one I have. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to set that there. So now, see, my ink is getting on here, and that'll wash clean. But it is a great place to set your stamps so you don't get ink on your project, which is never my goal, to get the ink on my project. Okay, let's stamp our bee, and then we're going to have to stamp his antennas again, like we did last time. And it is a good thing I brought, I have it somewhere, I know I saw it, an extra piece of white. There we go. Because I think it was supposed to be in this envelope. I have one for the bee and one for the wings. So this time we're going to stamp the bee sideways. I don't know, Pauline, is that a great way to do the leaves, or is it just me being lazy? I don't know. I do that a lot. You can lay your stamps down and pick them up with the block. And then you can stamp two things at once. Okay, there is our bee's body again in Daffodil Delight. And we'll do his stripes and his stinger in black. Got to be quiet so you can concentrate, right? Have you seen the memes about once you get older, you need to turn the music down on the radio in the car so you can concentrate on driving? I do that totally. Okay, I want him to be going this way. He really can be going any direction, so if I stamped his face this way, he would be flying the other direction. Okay, let's punch him out. And this one, again, I'm going to use the Post-it. This way you're not wasting a bunch of cardstock. If you cut it like this and use the Post-it, you don't punch out a bunch of extra pieces that you don't need. Now I've got a Post-it heart. Okay, move all our trash to the side here. All right, I guess I need to stamp his wings yet too. This time we only need one set of wings. And there's also this stamp in the stamp set, which is it can be a heart, or it can go behind the wings. So I'm going to stamp Petal Pink. And this is just going to be like the background for the wings. I thought that would be fun and show you how to use that instead of just doing plain white wings. We'll make them pink. Okay, let's stamp those out, or punch those out, I mean. Like that. I think I've got punched pieces all over my desk. Okay, attach the wings with a mini glue dot again. Oops, didn't quite grab it there. All right, we'll put his wings up there. And then, let's see here. He's going to be kind of like that. So let's get the little antennas again. And stamp them right about there. Okay, now I'm going to adhere this piece to my Sweet Sorbet. And again, it measured 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. So it's just a very narrow border. Very narrow on the bottom because I didn't line it up quite right. That's okay. All right, and then we'll adhere that piece with our dimensionals. And then our last step will be, well, not our last step. Got to add some of the embellishments too. So center that, and then you can kind of adjust your ribbon so that you still see the sentiment. Then we'll add our bee with a few dimensionals, and like I did last time, I'm going to cover up that seam just to make it stick a little bit better. Here we go. Kind of line him up with his antennas there. All right, and then the last thing I'm going to do is add a few more little flowers in here. Oops. I find with embellishments like this, sometimes in the past I've had these enamel ones, the top pop off of the colored part. So I like to use kind of the pokey part of my Take Your Pick tool to get up underneath both parts, or you can just use your fingers. I don't find this sticky end picks these up as well as it does like rhinestones or something like that. Let's see, maybe I'll do a red one over here, like that. So there is our second card. I love that one too. Yes, Tammy, it is cute. This one was Heidi Collins. I copied this one from. I just saw so many cute samples and I kept saving them, so I had to copy this week. Okay, this last one is super simple. This one is from Rachel Tessman, and she did like 4 or 5 different versions of this card. And it's so simple, but it's cute. And you can mix and match the different sentiments in the stamp set. You can use different embellishments. You can use different designer series papers. I thought this was a great design. Plus, it uses the 3x4 piece of designer series paper again, which is awesome for getting the most out of your sheet of paper. So this one, I cut 4 1/4 by 11, and I did that so I could wrap the ribbon around, but then I decided I wasn't going to wrap the ribbon around and I was going to glue it instead, because I like how the knot looks better when it's tied separately. So you can do it either way. So this is 4 1/4 by 11. It's just a thick white card base. And then I have my 2 pieces of designer series paper. This one is 3x4. And this one is 1 1/4 by 4. And you actually want to adhere these first before you do your stamping so that you can get the spacing correct. So I'm going to put that one at the top. And this is a really nice design too, because you could put the smaller piece at the top and the bigger one at the bottom. I think she might have done that on some of hers. But you can mix and match the sentiments in the stamp set because a lot of them will fit in this space. But we're going to do the I love you no matter what. And I don't know if you noticed this, but there's tiny little hearts in this design of the paper, which I think is really cute. Okay, stamp that there. That one I just stamped in black. And then for the ribbon, I had a leftover piece. And is it going to be long enough? Not quite. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to show you how I glued it. But if you want to wrap it around, you can. I just thought I like my knots better when they are tied separately. It looks more like a bow. I don't know. Okay, so for this ribbon is a little too narrow to lay down a line of my Stampin' Seal. So I'm going to get out my glue and just put a line of glue right along the seam of that paper. And you'll want to put this where you're going to tie it before you glue it down. And the nice thing about the glue is that you can kind of play with it for a minute before it gets too dry. Okay, like that. And I may have to add a little more. And then I'm just going to tie a knot here. Like that. Like I said, I might have to add a little more glue. But I can kind of move this around and put the knot where I want before it is dry. And we'll just put a little more so it will stay. Okay. Just that little amount of glue, and I already have gluey fingers. Okay. We're going to trim the edges off so it goes to the edge of the card. Like this. All right, and then I'm going to trim up these edges a little bit too. Like that. Kind of get that where we want it. Make sure the glue is sticking. Okay. All right, and then we are going to add one of our little heart embellishments because the sentiment says I love you no matter what, so a heart is perfect for that. Let's see if I can get it off. There we go. It's going to stick to my finger now because it's all full of glue. Let's see if I can push it. All right, close enough. So that's it. That one is super simple, but really cute. If you wanted to make a bunch and mass produce cards, this would be a great one And really any sentiment that you want to put in there, any designer series paper, this design is really great. So that one was Rachel Tessman again that I copied from. All right, let's bring in all 3 of our cards again. So here are 3 cards today. And again, if you order this week with me now through Tuesday and you spend more than $40, I will send you the card kit to make these 3 cards. You will have to have the bundle. So if you don't have the bundle, you can include that in your order. If you want the whole suite, there is one order number for that. And you can order it the whole thing with one click. And the inks that I used are just the colors that are in the paper. So on the Stampin' Up! Website, it lists the coordinating colors, but they are Sweet Sorbet, Pool Party, Petal Pink, Lemon Lime Twist, Daffodil Delight, and Basic Black. And those are the ink colors I used today. Of course, you can substitute. You probably want to make sure you have the yellow and black for the bee for sure. But then you can substitute other colors too. And then if you spend more than $50, I'll include a pack of these in your kit too. So that is all from me for today, I think. If you missed the beginning, I talked a little bit about celebration, so make sure you go back and watch that. And then stay tuned because my first class of 2024 is going to be a fun fold class using the Be Mine suite. So hopefully I will be getting that ready soon to share with you. I wanted to have it done today, but like I said, my plans to be working ahead so far are failing. I will get there though. Have a great week, happy celebration, and happy stamping. Bye.